the unfortunate story of Terence Crutcher, I believe is the way you pronounce his name. And you'll see his face on the screen now. I want to give just a couple of updates on his case. So there is a claim from one Tulsa newspaper that the police found PCP in his vehicle. I have not found any corroborating sources to back that up. And the only reason I mention it is because this is the first step in smearing. This is how it always happens. It either comes from an unnamed source, or it comes from the police themselves, or it comes from a newspaper. Someone floats something negative about the person who has been killed, and there you go, the smear campaign in the public square. Because whether you know it or not, the public opinion and the potential jury pool, and the grand jury pool, their mindset towards this case matters, right? You can arrest this man all you want, but are they going to actually, is he going to get indicted? Or actually, this is a woman. I'm sorry. This time it was a woman. You can arrest her, but can we get a conviction? And this is how it starts. It starts early on by planting the seeds that the person that was killed, and if you weren't listening or watching last night, Terence Crutcher was a man whose vehicle, his navigator, broke down in the middle of the road, and the police, again, were going somewhere else, not even going to him, responding to another incident, got a call about a broken down vehicle. And instead of coming to assist him with his broken down vehicle, they ended up killing him. And there's plenty of video that we shared last night, and I have another clip that I want to share. But the entire purpose of pointing out this smear campaign that has started is because it's important. Public opinion is important. How the public views the victim is important, because they can muddy up the potential jury pool, whether it's a grand jury pool or an actual jury pool. And this is how you get people off. You remember the eye socket, right? The blown orbital socket of Darren Wilson. Remember they put that out there that that Michael Brown was so vicious and so brutish that he hit Darren Wilson one time and almost blew out his orbital socket. And what they did was they got bloggers and they got deceitful people to spread images of an X-ray that was not his, suggesting that this blown orbital socket was Darren Wilson's. And so the entire nation was obsessed with the blown orbital socket of Darren Wilson. And turns out his eye, all he had was hives. His skin was a little irritated. But they set that narrative in motion so quickly and so pervasively that they didn't even go to trial. The grand jury would not even indict. So now they've started with Terence Crutcher, and they're saying that they found PCP in his vehicle, which I don't believe is accurate for 1 second, because this incident happened on Friday. It hit the national news on Sunday. And you mean to tell me that just now on Tuesday they discovered, or they're just now reporting PCP? No, it's not even about them finding quote unquote PCP in his vehicle. It's about them trying to sully the water right now, already in advance. And they're trying to corroborate this video that of the helicopter coverage, and listen to what the police officers who are flying the helicopter are saying.
Mike, I'm gonna hit the recorder. This guy's still walking and following commands.
Time for taser, I think.
Listen closely.
Got a feeling that's about to happen.
That looks like a bad dude too, to be on something.
Which way are they facing?
Looks like a bad dude too.
Facing westbound.
That's the part. I'm gonna back it up. I want you to hear that again. Listen closely.
To be on something. That looks like a bad dude too, to be on something.
Could be on something. So you know, they're already putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And in addition to this coming from the helicopter, right, from whatever, however many feet, I don't know what, how high does a helicopter hover over, however high, he looks down at a random black person and he says that this looks like a bad dude and it looks like he could be on something. And now the reports are coming out that the police officer just got through taking a course in identifying people who are on substance and substance abuse courses and et cetera, et cetera. And she's now saying that she felt like he was on something. Enter in some random newspaper saying that they found PCP. And whether it's true or not, it's absolutely enough to sway a potential pool of jurors, whether it's a grand jury or an actual jury. And this is the game that they play. Now, yesterday, I played the video of the Jean, I forgot her last name that quickly, the spokesperson for the Tulsa Police Department, giving a statement, basically lying. Every other word was a lie, according to the footage. The dash cam footage said that he wasn't complying, said that they told him to put his hands up and he wasn't complying. But there he is with his hands up, gets up against the car. They say he reaches for something. And now everyone is trying to hinge this on whether or not his window was open or whether the window was closed. In reality, can we just start all the way back at the beginning and ask ourselves, why did this police officer approach him with so much fear and so much antipathy that she ended up killing him instead of helping him? His vehicle, even if he was high, even if he was high on something, you know, we have all of this compassion now for people who are strung out on heroin and opioids. And we have all of these programs where we train police officers to identify somebody who's addicted to something and how we can save their life and all of these things. And you mean to tell me that if you thought he was on something, your instinct was to fear him? So I mean, think about it. We have two different things happening at the same time. She's going to a scene and she already knows that it is a broken down vehicle call. Okay, so there you go. You're going to a broken down. Your guard should already be down, or you should at least be like, okay, I'm going to give somebody a jump. I'm going to push them off the road. Then you see somebody and you think that they're high on something. And your reaction is, let me pull my gun. So they're trying to make it seem that it's everything else except the fact that he was a big black man. Oh, he was on something. No, you take classes on how to approach people who are on drugs. We have all this compassion, all this concern. And so the bottom line to me again is, has anybody given us one reason, one legitimate reason that this officer, this policewoman approached Terence Crutcher with hostility instead of being there to assist him? So while everybody else is like, oh, you know, his window was down, and if his window was down, he put his hands down and he reached for something. Go all the way back to the damn beginning. Why approach a man or a woman whose vehicle is broken with so much hostility? What triggered her fight or flight reaction? What triggered it? Because if you tell me it's the fact that she thought he was on drugs, then I'm going to tell you, then what about all of the people that we have so much compassion for that are on drugs right now? We have special programs. We even let you get high. We take you places and let you ride out your high, and we let you come down incrementally so that you don't have, such an adverse reaction. We have this compassionate system for people who are high now. Nobody can answer that question because there is no legitimate reason for her to approach this situation with a gun drawn, even if he was high.